Okay, today for my data innovation class for Holy Family College for the graduate program, one of our assignments is to interview um, two people from in leadership from a nonprofit organization that uses data to push initiatives. My name is Michael Etheridge, and I'm here with the Wisconsin Balance of State Continuum of Care. I am a board member, and I would like to introduce Carrie Polzer, who's Wisconsin Balance of State Continuum of Care president, and Jeanette. And Jeanette is the Wisconsin Balance of State chair of the board. So we're just going to ask them a few questions and go for it. So, Carrie,
Yes.
how do you feel this organization has or currently utilizes data?
How do they use data? So there's a lot of different ways you can use it. You can use it in advocating for things that we want, which is what we learned today. But we can also use it to look back at how we've done, progress that we've made, gaps that we haven't met, and then looking forward into the future, what holes are missing? What tools do we need to bring in to meet and address the different things that the data is telling us about each community or a particular subpopulation or our group as a whole?
Okay. And does it inform the decision making?
It should, yes.
So the other way that we use data is through the competition process, the application process and the competition. We use a lot of different data points to determine the ranking of projects. So the projects are then ranked in an order, and that is how funding is determined.
Great. So what are some opportunities you see that you should improve on your data utilization?
On the way we use it.
Yes.
So if I wave my magic wand, I would say two different things. One is in our world of advocacy to get better at telling the story, but then having the data to then support whatever it is that you're telling as a story.
Mhm.
So whether that is the percentage of people that are homeless or the percentage of people paying a certain amount of rent per month or whatever that gap or whatever point it is that you're trying to make, to have the data to support it. When you're talking to someone though, telling them the story to make them feel a certain way, but then having the data to back up what you're saying.
Mhm.
That's one way. The second way is just really looking at, when we have a limited amount of funds and we need to use those funds in the best way possible, what is going to be the best bang for that buck? What need needs to be met and can only be met using this particular intervention? Data can help us see what the return is on that investment. Is it making a permanent difference? However you're going to define that.
Awesome. So I'm in a class about data innovation.
Mhm.
So how is data innovation viewed by the organization at the board level as well?
So any type of innovation is welcome.
Okay.
Any type of data that we have. I appreciate the local data that's
Okay.
compiled for each continuum of care in the balance of state, and looking at those not only individually and using those individually, but also looking at them more broadly, and I think that ICA does a good job of doing that for us as well.
Great. Last question. How do you feel the Wisconsin Balance of State supports or does not support innovative practices?
Outside of data or in the use just of data?
Of data.
Of data, okay. So I think we're starting to get there. I think we're starting down that path to use it more than just this thing we have to submit to our funders, but then to take a look at what is it telling us in terms of the story. For example, for the local coalition stories, they are all different, right? There's 21 of them, and each of them, not all of them, most of them have a different story to tell in terms of need and in terms of gaps in service. So being able to really look at that and earmarking our funding to meet those gaps rather than just, you write a good grant, so you should just get more money, regardless of whether or not your community needs the thing. I think the last couple of years, especially since Jeanette became chair. We have certainly shifted that direction where we want to try and earmark new funding to those actual needs in a community.
Using data.
Yes.
Fantastic. And I have one more quick question. How do you think leaders, like throughout the continuum, can impact either data utilization or innovation for the Wisconsin Balance Estate?
Everything happens from the top down,
Okay,
you know.
right.
So if we can get leaders engaged and they can engage their staff, they can engage their communities, they can engage even the political community or the cities, the municipalities, anybody
Mhm.
to use data and join us in gathering more data.
Mhm.
Data makes more data and that all makes more sense. You know,
Right.
bigger picture, the bigger
Mhm.
picture you have, the clearer it becomes.
Well, Carrie, Jeanette, thank you very much. And that concludes our interview.